Hello everyone, welcome back to yet another episode of Soul Chat by Project Lily. Today we are going to dig deep into some exciting and interesting topics such as what is love, dating, what's its purpose, is there someone called the soulmate, a little about marriage too. So joining today are two wonderful people from the Project Lily family. We have Mr. Jacob and Mr. Binz. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, so I guess before we get into the topics, we will just get to know each other. So, Jacob Chatak.
Right, I am a family man for 4 kids, and I am a designer by profession. So that's what I do. That's who I am.
Yeah, so my name is Binz. I also a family man, married 2 kids, basically by profession an engineer, working in Bangalore for the last 9 years.
I'm a campus student. In fact, I've been there for a while now. So I've seen people who are in and out of relationships. Some of them having really thriving relationships. They seem to be very happy. Maybe they're like high school sweethearts who met in school and then they're continuing the relationship in campus. Some others who have gone through really hard breakups and they are just struggling with the trauma. And some others who are just through the cycle of use and misuse, and it has got me thinking, the common factor here, at least what they say, is that they are in love, like even though in all kinds of relationships they say they are in love. So it keeps me it keeps me thinking, what is it to actually say that you are in love when you say that, oh, I've
Right.
fallen for this person?
Right. I think this is a good spot to probably define love. But before that, a lot of people think attraction is love. What is attraction? Attraction is when in the other person I see values that really appeals to me. It can be sensual, physical attraction, or it could be a talent, a character,
A quality.
a demeanor, a behavior, the way he talks, and so that can be an attraction for me, and I love that. I love something about that man. I love, he's so bubbly, he's so handsome, he's so beautiful. So there's something that appeals to me.
Yeah.
That's called attraction. It's not love. We define that as love. Just allow me to define love.
Yeah.
You may have heard this term that love is willing the good of the other.
There is an update to that. Love is effectively willing the good of the other person.
Yeah.
Meaning,
Yeah.
you are doing something about,
Yeah.
you're making sure that
Yeah, it's
something
it's so when you say when you will, it's not just a desire.
yeah.
It is an execution of
There is
that.
an act.
You take that step.
Because intellect gives you gives you what is truth, and will is how you live out. By your will, you live it out. When you desire the best of the other person, and Thomas Aquinas defined it that way. And it was a good start for me.
Yeah.
But then for me, it was completed when I heard what John Paul II said about love. He said it is sincerely making a gift of yourself to the other.
Gift
A
of
self-gift. Making a gift of yourself to the other. So what I would love to do is to combine these two. So
Thomas Aquinas and John Paul.
and John Paul. So it'll be like you make a gift of yourself to the other, willing the good of the other. Right? So that's what love is. If emotion was love, all that I need to do at home to my wife and my kids is that, call them all and say, you know what, how much I love you. Yeah? And my heart pounds for you every day, and I can give all these emotional stuff and then,
Right.
feel. So love is, I want the best for my children. I want the best for my wife. So I give my life for them. I am willing to forego my aspirations, my dreams for them. Okay, so for me, they are bigger than my own little aspirations and desires and all that, that's when it becomes love, okay? So,
So maybe
reducing...
attraction is like a part of love. Can we put it that way? I mean, you
Well,
can't.
let me ask you a question. Can you love somebody whom you don't like?
That'd be a little bit difficult.
Yeah. Vince, what do you think?
Definitely, you can.
You can.
You can.
See, look at Jesus Christ. Did he like everyone? But he loved everyone.
There's a difference.
It's a different thing. I mean, you don't need to like somebody to love somebody, because liking.
There's one challenge is also right. Today
Right.
you are liking.
Yeah.
Tomorrow you will be hating the same person.
Oh.
Right, but you continue to see even in your family relationship.
Yeah.
Well, we started with the date. I mean, your attraction part. But let me tell you, our wives.
Yeah.
I mean, or for them, or for them to. I mean, us. We are not the same every day. Sometimes we are awful,
Yeah.
horrible even. So there are days when they can like us. I mean, some days they don't like us. But then we love each other. It's different, right?
So
It's
love is
yeah.
in the will. It's a commitment that you take, right? You know, like irrespective of what I'm expecting, doesn't matter. I have taken the decision to sincerely make a gift to this other person every day.
Right.
Until
It's an act of the will.
It's an act of the will.
Yeah.
Thinking in the same line, but it wouldn't be right to say that attraction is wrong as such.
No,
No,
not at
attraction
all.
is
Attraction is a
divine.
gift.
It's a divine gift.
Yeah.
Attraction is a gift.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, if attraction was not there, human relationship was not possible. I mean, everybody,
Yeah.
we are attracted to each other. I mean, that's so beautiful. I mean, there is, in everyone, there is some beautiful thing that appeals to you, that attracts to you. I mean, that is the essence of every relationship. Attraction is beautiful. The erotic attraction that leads to life and family and generations and society, and that's how human beings thrive. Attraction is beautiful, attraction is divine, attraction is from the Lord. So we're not anyway saying attraction is bad.
So there has been a couple of new words added into the vocabulary when it comes to relationships, especially in Canvas. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with those words. We have benching.
The word of belching. Benching?
So we have
Okay,
benching.
benching.
We have situationships.
Okay.
Friends with benefits. That's
Yeah.
a common
Yeah.
word.
Right.
Yeah.
That we know.
And we have something called delulu. So it's like
Yeah.
delusion.
What did you say?
Delulu.
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 Yeah, delulu.
Wow.
It's when you're a
You're
little bit
delusional.
unrealistic. Yeah,
Delusional.
yeah.
Delusion.
You're a little bit unrealistic, but you're optimistic about the relationship. You're just maybe over romanticizing.
You're over optimistic about the
To
person.
a
Yeah.
point that you're blind,
You're blind, yes.
about the
Yeah,
reality
kind of. Yeah,
of the
yeah.
person.
So
Yeah.
basically, you're kind of eccentric, and then you're not living in reality. Actually, you're just negating all those realities and then living.
Give
in
me
your,
an example.
Living in your imagination, I think.
Can
right?
you guys give me an example? Yeah.
An example would be, let's say you are in a relationship.
Yeah.
So I have a boyfriend, and let's say we get into a fight and he slaps me. But still I'm in love with him, right? So
Right.
according to me, I just assume that he slapped me because he deeply loves me, or there's a reason behind it. He maybe wills the good, or he wills my good, or maybe something like that. So I just optimistically look at the situation, but it might seem very unrealistic.
I
Yes,
give
also.
you
Yeah,
another
I
example,
understand.
right?
This
Maybe
is- yeah.
just correct me
Senseless,
if I'm wrong.
yeah.
Okay, so I think like she's referring to a condition where let's say the opposite guy may be into alcohol or maybe into drugs, and I'm overlooking all of this because I'm in love. I'm thinking that this person that's okay, like he'll be fine, right?
Yeah. That would be a better
Right?
example. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When it comes to delulu, that would be
Right, not in delulu, I would say this attachment can happen
like
anywhere.
if you're talking about situationships. So there is no commitment.
Absolutely
Not
no
necessarily
commitment,
any
yeah.
attachments.
When you say no commitments also, I would say when you are spending more time with somebody of opposite sex, there's a chance for attachment, right? Attachment can
there
happen.
is a chance.
Yeah, there's a chance. Like if you text somebody for some straight to some 1 month, 2 months, there is a chance that you might get attached to this person.
Yeah, there is a
Without even seeing this
bonding
person.
that
The
develops.
bonding will happen. Your hormones will kick in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
So that will happen. Now, when you say delulu or situationship, when you say that I can handle n number of people at the same time, you are actually making a bonding with all these people, which is supposed to be exclusively given to one person in the context of marriage. You're now giving it to a lot of people, and that is going to
That's
be
where benching becomes relevant
It's
too.
a-
So
it's a recipe for
as
total disaster, I
As
would
I
say.
understand, benching is
IT Beijing.
when you have when you have a guy constantly that you're in relationship with, you keep another one
Yeah.
as
You
a
have a backup
as a
plan.
backup.
You have a backup plan.
In
right?
case this doesn't work out, you
Yeah.
have the next person. So
Yeah.
it is also a kind of something to do with emotional chastity. So that's where we say you should be pure in your emotions as well. So when sometimes we tend to keep somebody with you because you may have not received this from your father when you were young. So you need a strong father. If you don't have a strong father, you need that father figure with you. So, and then, and also an accompaniment, a male gives you a sense of
Security.
safety
Yeah.
and so you need all that. So you keep them. You manipulate somebody in such a way that you keep them with you always. And in case if that guy is not there, then you have the other one. This is actually not healthy. It is deep down. It has roots to what you would have gone through at an earlier stage. But then but this can be healed.
The thing is that there is a void
There's a void.
which has filled.
Yeah.
And we should also understand that
Broken
void-
families.
brokenness, the void I am carrying, and you think that this person can fill me completely, can take away all my sorrows, and he is the answer to all my questions. That won't be the case, right? We're not a superhuman to do all that, right?
Coming back to my question,
Yeah.
actually,
Yeah.
all of this is happening in campus.
Hmm.
So why does it seem quite impossible
No,
to
in-
actually?
in campus, I would say, right? So the framework that we are seeing in movies, right? The same saga of romantic movies, right? What the movies are portraying or the media is portraying, that this is very normal, right? Like you can, and look at in movies also the premarital sex is becoming normalized, right? Now what happens in movies? A guy seeing a girl, falling for her, and what he is saying, I'm in love, or love at first sight. Is he really in love? Do you believe in love at first sight?
I don't. Personally, I don't.
Attraction. I mean, we define that as
It is
attraction.
not-
Yeah.
Love at all.
Yeah.
What it is? It is just an attraction. It's just an infatuation. Yeah, you find something good in the
Yeah.
other person,
Yeah.
which you think and which you assume it as love. And now the guy strives to get this girl, impress. And he is doing some things to impress, and then finally get hold of it, right?
Yeah.
And finally, once he get hold of her, what happens? What can happen? The stages he has already explained, right? When the attractions between
Oh,
mutual.
yeah. Then you get physical. You get
Not
into.
first phase might be commitment, right? You
Yeah.
make a commitment, you talk a lot, you spend a time a lot, and then eventually you want to know more, and then eventually sexual union. And do you think campus is a time for all those things? Do you think you are a campus student, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's assume you are into a relationship, and all these things can happen, right? This is how it is designed. And do you think you have time for all those things?
I mean, a majority of the percentage
Hmm.
might be according to what you're saying, but I've honestly found people who are able to balance academics, who are
Yeah.
like excelling in
Hmm.
co-curricular activities, and still they have a wonderful boyfriend and they're in a relationship. So they
Yeah.
seem to have everything together.
Mm.
So
See, okay, so that means it needs to lead to marriage. So what is marriage? Marriage means you're open to children. Okay? A question is when you are, say, in your 20s or in your 18, 20, 21, that's when you're in campuses. Are you ready to become a mother, father? Are you ready to raise children? You're sound enough to educate your children? I mean, these are questions to be asked. But what happens is that we focus only on that romanticism, which is
One,
which is very
which
appealing.
is an emotional fulfillment, right? I need
Yeah.
somebody to be with me, right?
Let's say if you're not ready to become a mother,
Ah.
you're not ready, but you really want a companion in your life, and you're thinking about marriage. I mean,
Have a
maybe
good
you're not
friendship.
Yeah.
You can have a
Ah,
good friendship, right?
Vicious friendship, right?
Yeah, so how about thinking, okay, I'll date this boy for like, let's say 2 years, so that I can get to know more about him, maybe check, get to know more about him.
Yeah.
So in
So
that
well,
way.
in
when
the-
you
Go ahead.
when you say in campus, right? I'm trying. Basically, you want to get to know each other, right? So you spend a lot of time. There's 100% chance that there is an attachment is forming, and from campus, you may be doing your graduation. You will go into post graduation, and probably then another 2 years to find your career, get into a job, right?
Yeah.
So you're talking about a timeline of around 5 to 6 years, right? Time span of 5 to 6 years, and anything can happen, right? That time, you are initially attracted to this guy. Probably over the time, the attraction can fade actually, right?
There is a possibility.
Attraction can
Yeah.
fade, and then the life situation of your life may be changed. His life situation might have changed, and probably one fine day he is saying that I don't want to continue in this. So there's hell lot of chance to there are a lot of probabilities, I would say, right? I'm giving you some perspectives, right?
Yeah, sure.
So this 7 years of time frame, and you have invested a lot of time into this person. You have given a lot of time. So, and probably your parents may not be aware of these things. They will get to know once you explain it to them, and then the parents may
Right.
object. A lot of
Yeah.
scenarios, right?
Yeah, I would also say, you're designed for this one person actually, because we are created in the image and likeness of God. So we are created to actually become a gift to the other. That means not just part of us, but fully. Okay, so that is why, you cannot love. I mean, I'm talking about erotic love that happens within marriage. I mean, it's impossible to love many people. Because many people means I won't have time for one particular person, but I will have to care all of them. That means my attention is divided. There's no way I can love. Love means my whole self is given to this one person. There is that whole, I make a gift of myself like we defined in the beginning. Now, when you do that, just imagine this happens within marriage. It should happen within. If it happens before marriage, you get closer, and then you're as good as married. That means that is the one flesh, that's union that's taking place. Not just physical, I'm talking about. There's emotional, intellectual, spiritual, all sorts of everything about you becoming one with the other person. Some like your soulmate kind of thing. And then there's no commitment. Commitment in sense, there's no external structure to your commitment. I mean, you're saying we love each other, but then there's nothing that holds you onto that decision. Because anything can happen. Like, he meets somebody better than you. Okay? You meet somebody better than him. Or something happens in your family. Or something happens, anything can happen, like he said. But then you're already so close to each other that now if you break, even if you try to break away, you're breaking a part of you. Because he is in you or she is in you. And then when you break away, it destroys you. It breaks you down. Because that's how much you've bonded, just as though you bond within marriage. Because within marriage, this is how you should, because you're literally becoming one flesh. And if that happens before marriage, and then you find out, this is not good for me, there's no way you can get out, but you're forced to say yes to it because you're already into it. You cannot get out of it, and also your will is so blank and blinded that now even if you see evidence that this is not good for me, I'm not in a position to say no to it because I'm so blindly into it.
If you ask me, right, how do you prepare for marriage? There's a big question, right, to youngsters.
So nowadays we have so many options around us. We have matrimonial sites, we have dating apps.
Yeah, I get married in order that I can raise a family, and that family will have children.
So I think the first thing would be like understanding what is marriage.